Hi there, it's Jesse Gonzalez here again with Coastal College Counseling. Just wanted to touch base again on some of the goal setting strategies that we've shared with you in the past, specifically with the SMARTE way of goal setting. So about a week ago I made the decision to enter a triathlon, and having never run a triathlon or competed in a triathlon, I kind of decided to just jump right into it. And so one of the things in doing that is that and having never done a triathlon before, is that number one, I'm taking a risk, which is really important, and because as we know in life, risks often lead to big rewards, and in my opinion, not achieving your goal is not necessarily a failure, so to speak. Anyway, so I took the risk of doing it. I kind of know my limits. I've always been able to run pretty hard and long, and I've always been able to bike and swim, and so I decided I would just kind of parlay all that into a triathlon. So the triathlon is in May, and so the overarching goal here is to compete in a triathlon, or at least complete a triathlon in May, which gives me about a month and a half to train. And so that's the overarching goal, and then the subcategory goals fall within swimming, biking, and running. Swimming I've started to do and to practice, and that's giving me a lot of confidence. But today was really the first day I got on my bike, and so the subcategory goals that I implemented today in my bike ride were definitely realistic goals, but specific. So to begin with, the specificity of this goal was to ride to a destination that I'm familiar with. It wound up being about 10 miles, and it took me about 50 minutes or so, which is okay. It's not where I want to be, but it's a good start. The triathlon that I'll be competing in will be about an 18.5 to 19 mile bike ride portion, so I think this is a good start. Within that goal today, it was to get to that destination and back with no rest, which I was able to do, and so that was a success in and of itself. It was the second piece of that goal is to make it measurable. The measurability of the goal is the destination spot that I know of and back, and the time limit. So that was interesting to complete and to achieve, and so that was good. So that gives me confidence. And then the next part is the accountability piece. I was able to share this goal of riding my bike to this destination spot with one person that's extremely important to me, that I know I wouldn't want to let down. And so I shared this goal with that person this morning, and then decided to go for it. So that was important. The next part is the realistic part, and realistically speaking, I've ridden this far, if not farther, before in the past, and so I knew that I can do it. So that was extremely important as well, and so that part I was able to check off on, so to speak. And then obviously the last piece there is the time piece, or the time management, or the timetable goal, which is how much time I wanted to get there and back. And my goal was an hour, and it took me a little bit over an hour, and the only reason I said an hour is because I knew the distance, I just didn't know the terrain. So I knew that I could get there in under an hour, but because of the hills and because of the wind, it took me a little longer than I anticipated, but still was able to get in within that hour. So that's sort of the smart way of goals, setting goals. The last piece, I think, is the evaluation, which is probably the most important, is evaluating these goals, documenting them, and then on top of that is getting rest and recovery, and doing things that help you to rejuvenate, whether it's spending time with your family, reading a book. For me, it's journaling and spending time with my family, and also just getting out in the sun and being of service to others. So that's it in a nutshell for now with SMARTE goal setting with Jesse Gonzalez at coastalcollegecounseling.com. Stay tuned for more blogs and videos. Thanks.